All right, so here we are. We're out at the chicken tractor. We have the Cornish Cross meat birds loaded in it. We took them out of the brooder today. They are 3 days shy of 3 weeks. The temperatures are going to be very warm and there's no rain, so I'm not concerned about moving them a couple days early. Usually I go a full 3 weeks in there, and my work schedule, it's either now or next week, and well, in a confined space, no matter how much bedding I put down, these birds poop a lot. So, and then that's not fair to them. And it's a lot of maintenance on my part. So we have them out. They're on grass. This is my far back, what I consider a yard. And from here, we're going to go up the hill. But right now, we'll talk about the chicken tractor. I bought this, I believe, from maybe Vivor or something. I don't remember what it cost. It was quite a few years ago, but it's relatively affordable. I added the metal roof and I built that feeding system on the end. There's some 4x4s holding it up. And that feeder holds, it would hold close to 700 pounds of feed. I only load, we're gonna go through 650 pounds of feed on these chicks from now, pretty much now until 8 weeks. We feed them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week from now until freezer camp day. So we're gonna load that up. We'll put 10 bags in it, that'll be 500. We'll keep the other 4 bags separate, and we'll just feed that out at the last bit. The reason I do that is the extra 200 pounds makes it a little bit harder to move. It doesn't seem like, you're putting 500 in it, so what's the difference between 700? For some reason, there's a huge difference. You can see there's already one going in the feed tube. We're not completely loaded yet. We're going to go pick up the rest of the feed this week, but they learn really quickly. We have that bar across there for them to stand on. And the other part of this design is that we move, every time we move in that direction. So that direction, this never comes backwards. That is the direction it goes. The chicks will always, chickens, even with laying hens, if you put them in here, they will always follow the feed. So the other part of this that we should talk about is the watering system. So we have these bell waterers. I don't remember the manufacturer. I'm not sponsored by anyone. But in this situation, they are absolutely amazing. They are a little pricey. I bought them quite a few years ago. They work flawlessly as long as you drain the water out of the floats inside before winter. Yeah, there's the name on it. It's KUHL, so call, I guess. But I ran a piece of PVC pipe in here, tapped into it on that end, put a fitting on this end, and these are gravity fed bell waterers. I really like them because they're hanging on strings, so no matter what the ground is, they're always level. We are running uphill, so if we were to try and use any other water, A, we'd have to truck water to them every day, and B, you'd have to level the water, or else it leaks all over the place. It makes disgusting, muddy chickens. So with this, they are simply moving. Everything just slides and moves. Now, some of the other style chicken tractors have wheels on them and people move them by hand. I don't have to move them by hand. I can move this with an ATV, my zero-turn lawnmower, my Japanese mini truck, or my tractor. So this wall, you can see it's beat up a little bit from banging into it with things, but it's all wood behind the metal. And we have a 4x4 across the bottom, but I put some heavy duty hooks in. Then I just use the strap to whatever I want to hook it to. The water comes in here. I use a 100-foot garden hose to connect to that 55-gallon barrel. And so we'll walk up there. The 55-gallon barrel, right now at the size of the chickens that are in there, they will drink, or they have been drinking, approximately 3 gallons a day. So a little bit of waste cleaning out their water, but you know, we'll call it 2.75 gallons a day. But as these birds get larger, they go through a lot of water. So that 55 gallons will be just about used up by the time we make that 100-foot move. And that is why I use a 100-foot hose. So by the time we get up here to that water barrel, I'll go dump the rest of it out because it, you know, we'll get a little bit of, might get a little algae on top. I don't have a cover for it anymore. And we'll dump the water, refill it, move it 100 feet up the hill from where the tractor is, and we'll keep on going. So the pigs are over here. They're getting ready to make another run. Daily moves up the hill, and the chickens are going to come over into this here. It's a bunch of cover crop and weeds, and the chickens will go over it. They'll forage what they want to eat out of it. A lot of this grass has seed heads, and even though meat birds are not as good of foragers, you think, as laying hens, in our experience of raising them, and we've raised hundreds of birds for ourselves. If we put the Cornish Cross meat birds on grass, we only have one experience with not doing that, but they will, in the time that they're in the 8 weeks, they'll consume 650 pounds of feed, and we'll dress out birds that weigh average 6¼ pounds. Now that is from a different hatchery, and those were all males. I don't know what these are. They're not sexed. So that could play a little bit of a role. But one year we did them, and it rained and it rained and it rained. It was in the fall, like we're coming into, and I put them on just a pile of wood chips, and every day I take a big old load in there and cover the ground to keep them dry and clean. Because if you've watched any of my videos, animals should never be in their own manure. So we did that, and that year on those birds, all male, from a chicken hatchery that we had used several times before, we only averaged 5½ pounds. They still ate the 650 pounds of feed, but they didn't get the nutrition to really put on the size from the grass. The other thing that we noticed was the fat on the chickens, not on grass, was kind of white and slimy. These birds will, well, at least every other one we've done with the same feed, same process. It's a yellow fat, and it's not slimy. It tastes good. It's nothing horrible like the stuff you buy in the supermarket. So while chickens can't live on grass, they absolutely should be getting grass. So, you know, as they're moving up through here, this has been recently mowed. It's nice and short, and they'll be sizing up, and then we'll go hit that tall stuff. And the chicken tractor will actually lay it down in a nice direction. The seed heads will all be on the ground, and the chickens will be able to forage that. That is another part of my chicken tractor design, that I like that end with the feed in it. It's heavy and it smashes the tall grass down, making the seed heads on the weeds and everything more available to the chicken. I don't know if there's really that much benefit to it, but in my mind and my experience, don't have any scientific proof. So you can call me out and say I'm crazy or whatever. It changes a lot. So in here we have, well, that's not really great. That's foxtail, but that's annual rye. Got some seed on it. That's annual rye. They'll definitely eat that. This right here is crap. It is yellow nutsedge. Probably won't eat that, but we have a good bit of annual rye. See some red clover. Over here we have a little bit of sorghum. And as we get up the hill further and further, even though we planted the same cover crop mix, different things came up. Once we get up in there, it's a lot of oats. Every animal loves oats. So we'll run the chickens over this. They'll smash it down, eat what they're going to, but they won't strip it bare. And then we'll give it probably 3 or 4 weeks of recovery time. And then the pigs are going to hit this back. And it'll fill them up too with some different species. Right now, though, the pigs are still working on improving the rest of this. So as long as we get a little bit of rain and a little recovery time, the pigs will reap the benefits of the really vegetative growth after the chickens. Because the chickens don't really graze, and I guess pigs don't overly either, but I don't think that the forage quality needs to be quite as high. The seed heads are more of what I want the chickens to have. Yeah, we have some, isn't that great? We have some pigweed. Isn't that fitting? The pigs planted pigweed. But anyway, if you like this video, hit the thumbs up. This chicken tractor, I think, is, for my situation, the best design. Like I said before, the Salatin style ones are great. You can move them by yourself. But I like to get in there and be near my animals, feed it, load it. I don't have a lot of time. So that's the other thing. With this setup, I can move chickens every day. I don't have to truck water. I don't have to truck feed. I can just simply move them in about 2-3 minutes right up here on the ATV, hook that to the back, yank it forward 16 feet, boom, they're on new grass. The hose, pick it up, move it up, and we have a system that works for people that aren't just full-time farming. This is really a hobby and how we feed ourselves, but it's not a job. So it needs to be as little daily effort as possible. The only thing that will really be time consuming raising these birds are the days I have to come pick up the water tank, take it and fill it. That's probably a half hour. And that'll be, I don't know, about once every 10 days. And then the day we process them. So simple, quick, easy, and efficient. That's the other thing I didn't mention. The reason I have the 100-foot hose is it almost works out perfectly that by the time the tractor gets to the barrel, I don't have to just go move the barrel. I'm ready to go load the barrel with water again. So it's one motion. Pick it up, go fill it, and take it 100 feet up. Right now, with them being a little smaller, it may be, I'll be off on that a little bit. I may have 15 gallons left in it, but I don't mind dumping that water and refilling it. because there will be a little bit of algae starting. I don't have a tarp to cover it with at the moment. And for this system, I don't really want one, because every once in a while, you know, there could be a leak or something, and they could run out of water. Where with the pigs, that 275 gallons, if that thing springs a leak, I never let that get low either. Halfway, I'm filling it. But if that springs a leak, you're gonna know. 275 gallons of water is going to make a mess. So, you know, different things for different animals. I would love to have them connected off of the same water thing, but then again, it's the same situation. If there were a problem with the chickens, which I never have, but if there were happened to be a problem with the chickens and we sprung a leak down here, then my pigs are going without water. So as it is right now, because we're going uphill, if we sprung a leak in the feed line to that, the pigs are going to get drenched, which even if it's just on the ground, you know, while I'm at work for 12 or 14 hours, they're not dehydrated and dying. So if you like this video, hit the thumbs up. Thanks. Have a great day.